what's the worst thing about being a consultant or an acoustician, more specifically? I was thinking about that today, and I would say that the worst problem is that it's such a big lag between your actions and the consequences. I mean, in my work, I get questions and I provide recommendations to my clients, and then I have to own the consequences of these recommendations. But the problem is that a building project spans for years, several years before. If you've been involved from the very beginning, then it might take 3 years, perhaps even more, until the finished building is standing there and people start to use it. And if they start to use it and no complaints come in, then you know, yeah, great job, you succeeded. And it's also to just go out there and do some measurements. I mean, this is... What can you do about it? I don't know if there's any way to solve that problem because it's part of life, but it can be pretty frustrating at times. There's been things that I've been, especially when we're working with wooden constructions, timber constructions, it's uncharted terrain sometimes, or perhaps quite often actually. We don't have ready-made solutions that we can just pick from the shelf and go with it and it's fine, because every project is unique and has its own special set of challenges. And when you combine them, you can create new sets of problems that you don't really think about. So that's quite exciting, but it's also quite fun because the ability to navigate in uncharted terrain is extremely, extremely valuable, and especially in a world that is changing at the pace that ours is. But anyways, the thing is, I can have problems that are keeping me almost up at night because I'm thinking about them, scratching the little hair I've still got left, and trying to figure out how to do. And I calculate and I read and I try to predict, as to the best of my ability, how something will or will not work, or will work perhaps. And then we build it that way, and then like 2 years later, you get out there and you measure it, and so far so good. I mean, one of those things that I was so worried about, and then when I got out there and measured it, it was huge margin approved, and there I had been so worried about that. So that's quite stupid to be. So most of the things you worry about, they never happen, but well, I guess sometimes they do. So it's good to worry. I mean, I'm a bit of a pessimist by nature, but there's no shame in that, because you need both optimists and pessimists. There's this saying that I really like, that it was an optimist who designed the aeroplane, but it was a pessimist who designed the parachute. So you need both of them. Both are pretty good inventions, but the optimist would never have thought of a parachute. So we complete each other and we cover each other's backs with our various abilities. But anyways, another thing that is important to me, like when we have this huge lag of the consultants everyday problem that you have to wait for years for feedback, I find it extremely rewarding to have a set of well-defined problems that I can get instant feedback. Changing diapers of my screaming son. You don't have to wait 5 years to get the feedback on that one, whether you succeeded or not. You solve the problem and he's happy for another 5 minutes perhaps. But anyways, then you get a new well-defined problem that you can solve. I also find it very rewarding to ride my off-road motorcycle. It's not that I do it that often anymore, but that's also a good one for me. When you come to this muddy swamp where it's knee deep in horrible terrain. Okay, so I'm gonna get from point A to point B, and I'm gonna get really sweaty and dirty while doing it. But you will definitely know whether you succeed or not, and that gives you a very good feeling. So I think it's quite hard to make progress in life if you never get that feeling of achievement, and that's why you need both well-defined problems and really challenging ones. Both of them are important. And in today's video, I'm wearing gray and gray with orange and a splash of blue. Never fails me. See you later.